Pointe shoes. Today we're talking about how to prepare them, where to buy them, and how to maintain them for longer. Pretty much the do's and don'ts of any ballerinas and pointe shoes and what to do and what not to do. Listen carefully. I don't remember the pairs. That's okay. We'll figure that out later. Too many. Pointe shoes. As you can see, I've got plenty here. Some of them are dead. Some of them are very happy. Some of them are very stinky. That comes with obviously the job. There's many things that we need to think about before even putting them on for a show. All right. We never use pointe shoes as they are. So you don't take them out of the bag and just put them on and just expect things to magically feel beautiful. Whenever we buy a pair of pointe shoes, we need to prepare them. Obviously, you need to put your ribbons on, you need to put your elastics on if that is what you do. You need to feel them. Not so much with gainers, which I've got here, but very much with any other pair of shoe that is made with paper mache and glue, basically. What happens is we need to put them on, we need to feel them. Some ballerinas love ripping the insole out and putting the back in. Some people love to squish the side of the shoe. Some people love to bash the shoe on the floor. And I tell you why you need to bash that shoe on the floor. And I'm sorry if you think, but they're so pretty and I really want them and I really want them to last long because they're so gorgeous out of the box. Whenever we had a show, I remember, imagine 30, 40, 50 ballerinas on stage having to do a second act of Giselle or Swan Lake, where everyone is just walking around and everyone needs to feel ethereal and light. If you start hearing the clunk, 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 clunk of pointe shoes, not only it would ruin the whole atmosphere of the show, but you would also have directors and ballet masters down the back at the end of show and say,
"Who was the one or those ones that didn't bash their shoes and was so noisy?"
You don't want that to happen. You want that feel of ethereal in every time that you dance. You want to feel light and you want to look and sound light whenever you're on stage. So make sure that yes, even if you take them and you bash them on the floor or you have a hammer and you bash the bottom part of the shoe, especially around here, to make them softer, do so. Also, it will help you out from stop slipping every time you're trying to get into arabesque or trying to do a step that is complicated. By feeling the floor, by feeling that the shoe is working with you, will make you feel more comfortable and confident on stage. A couple of things that really get me crazy, not only one, is do not buy pointe shoes online. There is absolutely no way that once you fit your normal street shoes, you're going to be able to say, that's my number on pointe shoes. No, every brand has got millions of different sizes and makers. Every brand has got their way of making the shoe. Every brand, and especially every maker, will make the shoe larger, shorter, with a shank that is different, with the shank that is lower, higher, and everything changes. So please do not buy them online. You will have to go and get it fitted. And another thing, the second one I was telling you that gets me crazy, do not buy them at DECATHLON. I know DECATHLON, which is a shop that we've got here in Europe. I don't know if in America is there, but here in Europe, there is this shop that does everything for sports. They've got flats, they've got pointe shoes. See, it's my angry face. Do not buy pointe shoes at DECATHLON. Again, I don't know who made them. I don't know in what way they were made. And especially if you don't have the experience of knowing what your foot needs, there's no way you can just buy them off the shelf. Very important, whenever you're getting your shoe fitted, you are going to walk into the shop that looks like a candy store for kids, but it's a candy store for ballerinas. You get in there and there's all these walls full of pointe shoes and it's so beautiful to see, and you sit down and there's going to be someone that is going to help you out find the perfect maker, the perfect brand, the perfect fit, just like Cinderella, to get on point. Because it's so dangerous just to buy them off the shelf. And again, even me, I know what shoe I want. I know exactly the brand. I know the size, and I still don't buy them online. What I do is I get into a store, try them on, because every batch of Pointe shoes are made different. It might happen that that batch that you buy wherever, it's gone wrong. Maybe the shipping has gone wrong. Maybe they got humidity and it's kind of mushy. Whatever it is, you need to feel the shoe right there and then get them home into your bag. Do not buy them online unless you are followed by someone like Josephine from the Pointe Shop channel. If you go and have a look, she's seen people in and out and tall and short and different kind of feet, and she knows exactly what you need, and she can actually fit you online. I think she's the one and only person you will ever trust on the internet to get your Pointe shoes fitted online. Promise me, no Decathlon, no buying off the internet just because they're pretty. And of course, we all do want to get stronger for Pointe shoes. We need to start somewhere. We need to get the right technique going. So remember that if you want to really get stronger and you want to get fit just like a ballerina, or you've got this dream of wanting to start ballet and knowing a little bit of insights of ballet, why don't you download my Get Ballerina Fit complete free 5-day workout plan to get your body getting ready and starting for this beautiful journey that is ahead. But let's get back into talking about the Pointe shoes and my last thing that gets me crazy about Pointe shoes. I don't know why, but every time I talk about things, I get this grin and go, why are you doing this? Bad student, you know, you don't do this. But I'm very passionate about this because I care a lot about your well-being and your safety. Adults have got their bone structures already made, already done, and they're stronger. We need to work on things. We need to be really careful. Kids and young dancers really need to work at the right age for Pointe shoes because their bones are still growing. But there is something that everyone needs to be careful about. Whether your bone structure is done, dusted, it's grown, it's beautiful, or it's growing. Do not ever dance on dead Pointe shoes. Dead Pointe shoes are so bad because they're not sustaining your foot and your body the way it should. Even if you're very strong and you can control them, being on dead Pointe shoes is so bad for the bones, for the Achilles tendons, for the rest of the body, because it's not just about the feet. Feet and everything that we do standing on the feet is connected to the rest of the body, the back, the shoulders, and everything. So please, please, please do not dance on dead Pointe shoes. It's very important. What you can do with dead Pointe shoes, you can use them in class, yeah, to get your foot stronger. You can practice, you can do bar, but without going on point. You will figure out that the Pointe shoe is dead what does not support you. The whole front of the shoe is going to be mushy, or even if the top part of the shoe is still kind of strong, you might find that the shank is too soft, and every time that you go on point, you feel that you're sinking into the shoe. So whenever you feel that, remember, put them on for a bar. Get your foot strong, feel the floor. Try to understand how to feel the floor on Pointe shoes, yeah? So this is your training for standing on Pointe shoes, because remember that whenever we're standing, we're doing adagio, we don't have the whole foot on the ground. We're still going to have a little bit of wobble here and there of the shoe. So you need to reinforce those ankles. And dead Pointe shoes are very good to do everything that you do in flats, but with Pointe shoes. But do not try to go on point or do anything on point. Stay in flats, do the demi point, and reinforce your ankles and calves. And yes, at the very beginning, it might hurt a little bit because your muscles are getting used to the work, especially the shin. So make sure that you look after the shins, you look after your calves, stretch them out and massage them. You don't want to have any injuries for overtraining with dead Pointe shoes as well. But a quick little tip especially when the point is starting to get a little bit mush, but you're still loving those point shoes and the sole is still nice and strong and you still want to kind of give it that extra little bit of life, especially if you're a student and you really need those point shoes to last, because I know they are expensive. I've been there, I've studied, and I had those shoes that every time I was working for more than 8 to 10 hours a week with those dead point shoes, and I asked my parents for extra money because when we're a student, we are a little bit broke. To buy another pair of point shoes, they would go, here's the money. So in order for those point shoes to last a little bit longer, I do have a little trick that we used to use at school. What we used to do was to put shellac in your shoes. Shellac is it's a soap to wash floors. Somehow with the shoe, if you left it, like put it inside the shoe, roll it around and leave it sitting while on the radiator, especially during winter, soak it up, it would make the shoe a little bit harder and it would give you those extra couple of classes of life to the shoe. Or the other thing that you can do is, not gainers, but usually other pair of shoes are made of paper mache. The only thing that you need to do is to add a little bit of super glue on the inside of the shoe, not the outside, because otherwise it's going to make it too slippy, but on the inside of the shoe, it will make the paper a little bit stronger again. That is my little tip from when I was a broke ballerina at school. You find your ways to make it harder and to make them last longer. But please, as I said before, do not use the point shoe when it's way too dead. You can get stronger with them, but never use them when they're too dead. And talking about point shoes, I know I want you to be strong and to reinforce your feet and legs every time. Even if you're already on point, the work needs to keep on going. So I highly recommend you to start working on this video right here, which is to strengthen feet. Point shoes, strong feet. Here it is.